Hi everyone, today we're using the LK150 to knit a relief pattern in just a few simple steps. To easily create a striking 3D pattern, let's learn how to make it together. On the machine, with the main color yarn, we've knitted 5 side stitches and 8 rows of plain stitch. Push a third needle on the right to D position. Push the needles to D position every 7 stitches. Push a total of 7 needles to D position. Then push 1 needle on either side of those to D position. Lay the contrasting yarn, right to left, on the middle of those 3 needles. Knit 1 row. Bring the needles from the previous row to D position again. Lay the contrasting yarn, right to left, on the middle needle. Knit 1 row and repeat the last 2 steps. Push the needles to D position. Pass the yarn from right to left. Move the carriage to knit 1 row. Row 4. Push the needles to D position. Pass the contrasting yarn from left to right. Knit 1 row, then 4 rows of knit stitch. Pick up the yarn segment from the first row onto the 7th needle. Push the needle to D position. Skip 7 needles between each pickup. Push each of these needles to D position. Knit 1 row. Catch the second row yarn segment and move the carriage. Pick up the yarn segments from the next 2 rows and knit. Push the pattern needles and the needles on both sides to D position. Push the end needles on both sides to D position. Hand the contrasting yarn right to left on the middle needle. Move the carriage to knit 1 row and push the 3 needles back to D position. Hang the contrasting yarn, left to right, on the middle needle. Move the carriage to knit 1 row. Repeat previous steps for the next 2 rows. Hang the first row's yarn segment on the needle. Push the needle to D position and knit 1 row. Repeat for the next 3 rows. Hang the yarn segment on the needle. Push to deposition and knit 1 row. That completes the motif unit. Next, we'll knit 2 more motif units, repeating the process. After finishing the motif unit, knit 6 rows. Push all needles to deposition. Use the transfer tool to bind off the knitted piece. After binding off, remove the fabric. And proceed with blocking and finishing. This is the finished relief pattern swatch.